Heart.
Okay, just give me a second. Pauline Moss Goodhart.
Joan, it's good to see you.
It's great to see you too. How have you been? How's Fred?
He's fine.
Excuse me, it's
right
6
here.
o'clock.
Okay. I just need a second to get all the names correct. So
Thank
we
you,
have,
Moshe.
of course, Pauline Moss Goodhart, and tonight and tomorrow is Blanche Weiss Cohen.
Yeah,
And Wise, right? And
Yeah.
let me just take a moment with Joni. Please tell me your yahrzeit. It's tonight and tomorrow. Joan?
Yes, it's tonight, Marv, and tomorrow.
And give me the name again, please.
It's Gittel.
No, the English name.
Geraldine.
Oh, Jerry Rombro.
Carrie Rombro.
Jerry Rombro.
I have Geraldine. Is that the same thing?
That's the same. You're
Okay.
just being formal.
Well, that's one. You can't go wrong being formal.
And my uncle is Dr. Harry Cohen.
Right. And what's his yahrzeit?
His yahrzeit is tonight too. He died the same day my mother died, March 23rd, but he died 12 years later.
Barney Cohen?
Harry, Harry.
I have to check. Right. Okay. All right. Is it some other?
This is Lynn Lipsitz.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi
Hi,
there.
Lynn.
This is for Harry.
Harry Cohen, right?
No.
Harry Lipsitz.
Yes.
Harry Lipsitz. There are a lot of
Yes.
Harrys running around.
Harry Lipsitz.
Yes.
Right. I've got him on the list.
Thank you so much.
You're
Yes.
welcome. So
Hello to
before-
everyone.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Bob. Just want you to know that Jeff is really, and we're in very good hands. How's that?
That's very good. I don't want him.
Well,
I
I want him
understand.
and need him. Okay, excellent.
You got a yahrzeit for me tonight for my mom,
And her name is
Annabelle Davis.
Annabelle Davis. Let me write this down. What a beautiful name. Okay. I first want to take a moment and welcome Judy Cohen, who's got 30 days since her mom passed. And it is a moment in Jewish tradition. We sort of suggest and say, actually, that after 30 days, there's a diminishing sense of severity of the experience of loss. And we say to you, Hamakom Yenachem Etchem Betoch Sha'ar Le'Tzion V'Yerushalayim, God will comfort you among all others who are mourning the loss of Zion and Jerusalem. And Minyan is a very, very, very good thing.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And I'm going to ask, Jeffrey, are you up to doing Mincha for us today, sir? Jeffrey Platt, Dr. Jeffrey Platt. Sir.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If you have a talit, you would grab it, please. And we would be on page 164.
Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha Yelucha Selah.
Hashem Shekachelu, Hashem Shekachelu.
Tehillah LeDavid, our Mincha L'Olam Aleph Rabbacha Shimcha Le'olam Va'ed.
V'chol yom avacheka l'shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Gadon Amar Lavdi L'Delato Ein Cheker.
Ol Adonai shabach ma'asecha gvurotecha yagidu.
Adar Kabod Hodecha V'divrei Niflotecha Asicha.
Ezunotecha yomeru gdolatcha saprena.
Decher Avtucha Yabiu V'Sipkatecha Yiranenu.
Anan racham Adonai al chapayim ugdom chesed.
Tov Anoi Lakov Rachama Balko Masav.
Yaduch Adonai kol ma'asecha v'chasidecha yevachucha.
Kavod malchutcha yamerotecha yedaberu.
להודיע לבני האדם גבורותיו וכבוד הדר מלכותו.
Malchutcha malchut kol amim umemshaltecha b'chol dor vador.
שמח אדוני לכל הנופלים וזקף לכל הכפופים.
Einei koilecha yesaberu bi'atana ten lohem et aklam b'itzo.
פותח את ידיך משביע לכל חי רצון.
Tzadik Adonai b'chol deracha v'chasi b'chol ma'asav.
קרוב אדוני לכל קורא וכל אשר יקראוהו באמת.
Ritzon Yerav Yasev Yechavatan Yishma v'Yoshiem.
אדוני את כל אוהביו ואת כל הרשעים ישמיד.
Tehillat Adonai Yedaber Pi Vivrei Kol Basar Shem Kadsho Le'olam Va'ed.
אנחנו נברך ים מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה.
V'anachnu Nevrech Ya Me'ata V'yad Olam. Hallelujah.
We rise, Chatzi Kaddish, page 166.
Yikadal V'yikadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma Divrachirutei V'yamlich Malchutei B'chayechan V'yomechan V'chayei L'chol Beit Yisrael B'gala V'zman Kariv V'yimaru. Amen. Yimabam Parach Le'olam Amei Maya Yitparach V'yishtabach V'yipoar V'yitraman V'yitnasei V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shmei L'Kudusha V'yechu Leila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tusata V'nechamata Damiran B'yama V'yimaru. Amen.
The Amidah begins on the inside back cover. We return to 168. Do the Kedusha responsively, concluding silently.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Hayel Hagadol Hagibor B'Hanorah Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Umevi Goel Livnei V'Neihem L'man Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer Pokedu Moshe Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Abraham Upoket Sarah.
Amen.
Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayim Eitim Atah Rav L'Hoshia Mashiv Haruach Marit HaGashem Mekakel Chayim B'Chesed Mechayim Eitim B'Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim B'Rofei Cholim U'Matir Asurim U'Mekayim Emunato L'Shenei Afar Michamocha Bal Geburot U'Mido Melach Melech Meimid Mechayel Matzmiach Yeshua V'Ne'eman Atah L'Chayot Meitim Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayei HaMeitim.
Page 170. קדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמרגישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה על זה ואמר.
נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר. קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוא הארץ כבודו. Ilmatam Baruch Yomeru.
כבוד אדוני ממקומו.
Baruch Kavod Adonai Mimkomo. Divrei Kashecha Katuv Lemor.
ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור, הללויה.
Yimloch Adonai Leolam Elohai Etzion Ledor Vador Hallelujah. Ledor Vador Nagid God Lecha. Ulenetzach Netzachim Kedusha Nagdish. V'shivachacha Eloheinu mipinu le'omush le'olam va'ed. Ki el melech ador v'kadosh ata. Baruch atah Adonai. Ha'el hakadosh.
Page 172 to the end, silently.
Ose shalom bimromav, huyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru imru amen. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yase shalom, shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
We continue with Kaddish Shalem on page 194.
Yikadal v'yikara shemei rabba.
Amen.
Yamad yirachirute v'yamlich machute b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayerecho be'Yisrael bagalav izman kari v'yimaru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'alam le'amei amaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha Barichu Leilam im kol birchata v'shirata tushchata v'nechamata damiran b'yama v'imaru. Amen. Titkabal slaughton b'alton kol Yisrael kodanu b'hamdi v'shmael v'imaru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru. Amen. Ose shalom bimromav, huyase shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, amen. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, velo samanu k'misvachot hadama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'cho hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, v'nemar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu, yi'er Adonai echad, u'shemo, Ushemo echad.
We recall with love those who gave us life and those who shared life with us, whose yortzeit is the 26th of Adar, Wednesday, March 10th. The following names are listed in our perpetual memorials and are inscribed in our hearts, in our souls, in our hearts. Jenny Kramer, Blanche Fleischer, Etta Folig, Samuel Kahn, Philip Katz, Harry Leibovitz, Nathan Levin, Simon Levin, Sarah Lichtman, Paul Matz, Morton Weinberg, and we also recall Nettie Kaufman, Dina Lowenberg, Pauline Moss Goodhart, and Dorothy Hellman. We also
And we also recall Nettie Feldman.
Nettie Feldman, of course.
And Harry Lipsitz.
That is for tonight, I think. We have him
Correct.
listed for tonight. So we're going to call again
Thank
names
you.
after the second service.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd also like to extend condolences to Judy Cohen, who's 30 days ago lost her mother, Mitzi Cohen. And we wish you strength and healing and comfort. Yortzeit and Mourner's Kaddish, page 198. Yid Gadal v'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah בעלמא דברי החירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמר אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, לאמירם בעלמא ואמר אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמר אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמר אמן. I want to take just a very brief moment and share some memories and thoughts. Judy, it may be hard, but if you can share with us, if you will, please, some things you learned from Mom and something about Mom as an extraordinary woman that she surely was.
She absolutely was an extraordinary woman. She grew up in Baltimore. She became a teacher of chemistry and married my father, Dr. Harry Cohen, and they lived in Baltimore for many years until they moved away. My mother was very kind, very warm, and she had a beautiful smile, and she knew everybody in Baltimore, and everybody knew her. And even after she left Baltimore, I'd walk down the street and people would stop me and say, "Are you Mitzi's daughter?" I'd say, "Yeah, I am," because we looked a lot alike. And she was just a wonderful person. She was an aunt to Joni and to Joan Rambro and my first cousin, and she grew up with my mother, so she's known her even longer than I have. But yeah.
And thank you,
really all.
Judy.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
words, yes. And just to something I found useful is that even though a person dies, their memory is a living presence with us.
Yes.
And when we speak of them in a present tense, it just changes the dynamics. And here I'll do a little plug that being with Jews and sharing with them and saying Kaddish is a wonderful way to heal the spirit.
It is.
And so forth. And Joni, would you share some memory of Mitzi? You're muted, so you have to unmute.
Every single day. I had her 12 years longer than I had my mother. And she was my best advocate. She was truly an amazing woman who gave to everybody and was just a wonderful person. And it's a terrific void in my life because every time I want to go to the phone, she's not there, and she would always call. I literally spoke to her every day. So she was like a second mother. And how many people have the chance to have two mothers? She was my mother's baby sister. And she was just wonderful. She was just a wonderful person, as Judy said. And she raised three beautiful kids. And thank God I'm close with all of them. But Judith and I are like sisters. So I wanted to bring her into your world, Moshe, because I knew that you would say the right words to her and to Chizuk Amuno's group. But thank you for allowing me to say something, because I could go on forever.
But I'll just share with you, Joni, if you speak to her, you will hear her answer, and she will speak, real meaningful words. The presence of,
I'm waiting for the sign that she's up there. I mean, that she's made it wherever she's born.
This is the sign, Joni. This is it. This is the sign.
This is it? Okay,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
This is it. Just one more moment. Judy Zimmerman, would you just share with us, you don't want to tell us one thing you learned from the people in your life? You're muted, so you need to unmute.
No, I know.
Something that you remember that you learned.
Well, my grandmother, Pauline, she was born here. She was married here. Her parents were born here, and she had a lot of German in her, and she expected good behavior, and she was a German. She loved she didn't always get along with everybody, but she loved my husband.
Wow.
So good memories and bad. It's fine.
Indeed. It's beautiful. Thank you, Judy. Really, it's these words that keep us anchored into this universe. They're the real things that truly keep us where we need to be. And, you know, it's interesting that the Talmud says at a wedding, you can praise the bride as much as you want. At a funeral, you have to tell the truth. You can't go on and on about people at a funeral that aren't, you know, at a wedding, you can say, there's no more beautiful bride than this one. But at a funeral, that's a time to be truthful and honest. Well, we could be here all night, but we got to move on. So I'm going to ask Yifat, bevakasha. We rise, page 200, please. Page 200.
והוא רחום יכפר עוון ולא ישחית, והרבה להשיב אפו ולא יאיר כל חמתו. אדוני הושיע, המלך יעננו ביום קוראנו. ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
May be seated.
אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
אמן.
ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
אמן.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד.
Page 202.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיה
Middle of 202.
למען ירבו ימיכם וימי בניכם על האדמה אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיכם לתת להם, כימי השמיים על הארץ.
204.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Bob, would you be kind enough to read the middle paragraph on page 205 in English, please? The middle of 205.
We affirm the truth that he is our God, that there is no other, and that we are his people Israel. He redeems us from the power of kings, delivers us from the hand of all tyrants. He brings judgment upon our oppressors, retribution upon all our mortal enemies. He performs wonders beyond understanding, marvels beyond all reckoning. He has maintained us among the living. He has not allowed our steps to falter. He guided us to triumph over mighty foes, exalted our strength over all our enemies. He vindicated us with miracles before Pharaoh, with signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. In wrath, he smote all of Egypt's firstborn, bringing his people to lasting freedom. He led his children through divided waters as their pursuers sank in the sea.
Go on.
Go ahead.
One more.
When his children beheld his might, they sang in praise of him, gladly accepting his sovereignty. Moses and the people of Israel sang with great joy to the Lord.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה ובני ישראל לחנו שירה ושמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה, צלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Amen. Bob, on the top of 207, please.
Help us, our Father, to lie down in peace and awaken us to life again, our King. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us and shelter us in the shadow of your wings. You, O God, guard us and deliver us. You are a gracious and merciful King. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Praised are you, Lord, eternal guardian of your people Israel.
ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, שומר עמו ישראל לעד.
Amen. We're in the middle of page 206. 206.
כי המלכות שלך היא, ולעולמי עד תמלוך בכבוד, כי אין לנו מלך אלא אתה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלך בכבודו תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ועל כל מעשיו.
Amen. We rise, Chatzi Kaddish 208.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
We recite the Amidah silently, pages 210 to 220. We get to speak to God directly in silence.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
Kaddish Shalem, page 222.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו
Amen.
יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלות הון ובאות הון דכל ישראל, קודם אבוהון דבשמיא ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו
Amen. Aleinu 224.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. כי המלכות שלך היא ולעולמי עד תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Thank you, Yifat. We recall with love those who gave us life and shared life with us, who are still with us in our hearts and our souls, whose yortzeit is the 27th of Adar, Thursday, March 11th, 2021. The following names are listed in our perpetual memorials at Chizuk Amuno and are inscribed in our hearts and our souls. Rosa Beda, Sarah Bernhardt, Barney Cohen, Pauline Ellison, Betty Fleischer, Harry Freeman, Rose Goldner, Harry Hoffman, Henry Hummel, Frida Hyatt, Morris Krisman, Seal Land, Samuel R. Layton, Rosalie Legum, Harry Lipsitz, Sylvia Reamer, Geraldine Rombro, Hyman Schwartz, and we also recall Blanche Weiss Cohen, Harry Cohen, Annabelle Davis, and to yet point out that it's 30 days since Mitzi Cohen passed, and to all mourners from our heart.
And we also join Deborah in remembering the memory of her father, Samuel Cohen.
Right. The yortzeit was yesterday, right, Deborah? No, it's tonight? Tonight, okay. Because, would you unmute for a moment? Go ahead, Deborah. Explain it to me.
No, I got notification it started tonight. That's why I was a little surprised when you said it earlier.
Right. So, do you remember whether it's the 26th or 27th? I'll check with the office. I'll talk to you after services.
Okay.
Yortzeit and Mourners Kaddish, page 226. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון וימיכון וחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, יאמירם בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום עמנו והוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. Amen. Thank you. I would say if I had my way, I would have each of you sit and tell me about the person you're saying Kaddish for, because truly it is in addition to saying Kaddish and going through the Siddur with the prayers, it is the words that we share and the love that we feel, that we express and learn from one another and draw from one another, that brings life to the people that are so much with us. And it was a great discovery for me when my father died and then my mother, that they are very, very much with me. And as Judy said, they're a German. There was good and there was bad, and that's who they are, and that's the truth. And our sages were very right. At a wedding, the kala is beautiful no matter what, but at this time we seek truth gently, but nonetheless. So I'd ask Debbie, would you share with us something about Dad, who is so very special for me?
I just keep remembering him as the most kind, generous, philanthropic, and a lover of Israel that has just stayed with me and helped me to find purpose in my life.
How many years ago did he die? How many years ago?
11.
11
No,
years.
wait, it's 12. I'm sorry, it's 12.
Well, it's all right. It's all right. The connection is
2009.
because your dad's father and my father were born in the same town in Hungary, in Sziget Marmaros.
Yes.
And I could hear his father speaking whenever your father spoke. The cadence and it was just so vivid for me. And every time I saw him, the town that I've never seen before in my life, although your father went to Sziget, which is the town where Elie Wiesel was born and grew up in.
Yeah, since you're in my house, I can show you the doorpost that he brought back from Sziget, from his father's house.
There you go. We should all have one like that. You're very lucky, Deborah. Tomorrow morning at 7:30, thank you all. Please come back, share time and life with us. It makes sense. It really does. And thank you, Joan, for bringing Judy with us. And Judy.
Thank you for having me.
No, we do this 7 days a week, so you all come back now. Here.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Moshe.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Laila
Thank you,
tov.
Debbie.
Good night.
Good night.
Laila
Blessings.
tov.
Good night. Toda Yifat.
Laila tov.
And,
The question arises, are people in Sziget looking for that house to this day since they took the house number?
absolutely. You should know.
I hope not.